There we go. You should be able to hear me now. I should fix my audio settings. But anyway, I was talking about this tan line that I got from Goggles skiing or snowboarding yesterday. And that's why we didn't do office hours yesterday, because I was on the mountain. So having a glorious time. It was awesome. So you gotta go up when you can. And as far as April is concerned, it was an amazing day. So anyway, if you've never been to office hours before, then the office hours is your chance to ask me questions and get help on stuff. You can join the Zoom and share your screen, and we can work through some code and stuff. Or you can just ask in the Discord, and I give priority to folks who are in the Zoom. But yeah, sometimes you can't make it. So I'll just go through Discord until the questions are gone. And then I will continue live streaming on YouTube and elsewhere after this to work on Epic Web. So yeah, let's go up to where the last office hours question was answered. Okay, yeah, looks like right around here is probably where we stopped last time. So yeah, I think we actually did talk about that, and I did update it. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, Taryn, what's up? And I like to say answering this now, just so folks know, oh, that it's happening now. Question for Remix sites, including your own site, how would you go about closing a mobile nav menu on route change? I'm using an effect that listens for route change and then closes. Yeah, so you would use React Router. It'd actually be the same. So we'll look at the React Router example. It is use location. And yeah, use this. And that's that. Cool. Another one from yours truly. Any chance you'd come and actually, yeah, yep, that's about it. I suggest you use this. Probably just close when location key changes. So anyway, there we go. Yeah, I would love to come up to Vancouver. Put in a good word for me with a conference around there, and that's a pretty good way to get me there. Okay, cool. Here, give me 1 second. I think the kids are doing something they're not supposed to. I'll be right back. Actually, it was my wife. So she's allowed to do all sorts of things that the kids can't do. Okay, Oski, you can tell me if I'm saying that wrong. I wonder how you deal with inconsistency and strange behavior that Prisma has. Oh. Well, actually, I took a screenshot of some code from Epic Web Dev Workshop repository. The user model has created at. Oh, okay, yeah. And it's a date time. Prisma type that you can see in the screenshot is date, but it's actually a string. So yeah, this is a good question. Answering this now. So the answer to your question is that you cannot take a date on the server and send it to the client and have it be a date on the client, because you have to serialize this to JSON, and JSON doesn't have a data type for date. And so when it serializes to JSON, it turns into a string. So what's happening here, that as far as the types are concerned, is yeah, it is correct. It says it is a date, and on the server it will be a date. But on the client, it will not, and it should not. So the fact that you're using this makes me think you're probably doing things correctly, but I need to see your loader to be sure. Oh, you're screenshotting my own thing. So let's see if I can find this in Rocket Rental. That's going to be over here. Yoink. Okay, and I was messing with it last night for something. We're looking for user joined display. User joined display. Huh. Yeah, they said it was in a workshop repository, so maybe that's something else. Just trying to find user created at. There we go. Okay, yeah. So you'll notice that I actually sidestepped this by not passing the created at, but instead serializing it into a string that I send across the wire. That way I avoid the problem that you're talking about. But yeah, so if we come here and say user dot, we'll say data dot user dot created at, you'll notice here it's a string, but if I go up here, user dot created at, it's a date. And that's because to get it from the loader, the server, which gets it out of the database into the UI, it's going through a JSON stringify process, which turns it into a string. So the types are correct and the behavior is correct. There's nothing wrong here. It's just that, yeah, we're serializing things and you cannot send a date over the wire. Now, that said, there are libraries that do address this, and there's one called SuperJSON, and there's even a remix binding for this that allows you to serialize things that are not normally JSON string serializable. And so I'll just put a link to that. But yeah, if you want to be able to have a date on the server and then get a date on the client, then SuperJSON will do that for you. I think remix SuperJSON is what the remix thing is called. No, there's another one. Yeah, Kilman has it. And there's no listing or nothing in here saying where. Oh, is this just like an example maybe? Yeah, it looks like this is just an example. Yeah, so I'll just share the example. But yeah, so you can use SuperJSON with Remix in this way if that's really important to you. But yeah, then you get into the territory of formatting dates on the server render and then formatting them on client hydration. And for that formatting can actually be quite different. And so I really don't recommend sending dates over the wire if you can help it. So you should just format it on the server and send it over the wire. So anyway, hope that helps. Good luck. Sorry I missed office hours last week because I was in a workshop. That was actually really awesome, super fun. Really glad to hear from Marcus that things worked. And actually, I give a lot of advice in these live streams and things. And so it's always really nice to hear that my advice actually was helpful. So yeah, I just noticed my volume levels are really low. Give me a second. Hopefully that makes it a little better. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Hopefully that's better. Okay, so Joseph, trying to build a select component here. Answering this now. The component in React Native using downshift. Okay, so React Native I know nothing about, but downshift doesn't render any UI, so it should work. And the other thing is you're probably using the hook, and I didn't write the hook, so I will have limited help that I can offer here. Just want to put all this into context. The issue I'm facing is that downshift expense. Oh yeah, the menu ref. Okay, so let's, and then I think there was a follow-up. Yeah, so let's see, I already said answering. So yeah, what you need to do is you must always render the menu element, but you don't have to make it visible when the menu should be closed. That's how you solve this. This is for accessibility reasons and various other things. So you always have to render the element. You can make it display none, or probably not display none, visibility hidden. Yeah, actually you might be able to make it display none. Just make sure you try it with the screen reader. It's been a while since I've done worked with this, but yeah. Anyway, you do have to render the menu element. It doesn't have to be visible, but it does have to be in the web. It's the DOM. I don't know what it is in native, but yeah, you have to render the element for accessibility reasons. Okay, having trouble accessing the course. Oh yeah, so try logging out and back in again. The team made a change, and that should that caused this. It may actually start working for you again without having to do anything. Yeah. There we go. Okay, downsides to declaring it just function 2 times its async, even if there's no async code within the function. No, there's no downside. General tips, considerations for building autosave, multiple windows open on multiple different computers. Yeah, answering this now. Yeah, so first, I've never built autosave, so keep that in mind. Second, the solution to this is, my mind immediately goes to CRDTs. That's conflict-free, yeah, CRDT. What does that stand for? Conflict-free replication data type. And I think there's a library for this called YJS. Yeah, so give this a look. Kind of interesting, interesting problem space that I know nothing about. That would be cool one day to explore, but yeah, I don't know how to deal with that myself. But yeah, the problem is, like you're talking about, you could have multiple windows open, multiple computers and stuff. And so how do you have, autosave with that? And maybe there are conflicts and stuff like that. If you want the simple stuff, then just ignore the conflicts, and autosave just will, when one is saved, you push an update to the others, and just hopefully all the others get the update before they save. You could also say, like, if you want to avoid getting into the CRDT scenario, then just an idea that I have is, when you load the page, you get not only the data, but you also get the timestamp for when that data was fresh. And so if a client tries to save, they will send the data or the timestamp for the last time that, or the freshness of that data. And if that freshness date is older than the last save, the last updated date, then it sends back an error that says, hey, there's a newer version. Sorry, you have to refresh the page or something. Copy your changes, refresh, and paste your changes or whatever. So that's like the cheap way to do this, so you don't have to worry about CRDTs. But yeah, that would probably be the way I would implement it first before going into CRDTs. Is just make sure that the backend says, so you pass the updated date that you received to the backend, and the backend double checks that the updated date is not any older than the actual updated date in the database. That way you don't override newer stuff. So that's what I would explore first. Good luck. And then also with multiple clients, when it's saved, you should push an update to all of the clients that are currently logged in. That would be the next level of making that user experience awesome. Feel like there's and I would just do that with server sent events in Remix, but yeah, you could also do WebSockets. So yeah, sweet. Thanks, Nick. Apparently there was a GitHub Twitter space with OpenAI at 9. I'm not sure what time zone that was, and I missed it. I was not on Twitter at that time. So okay, looks like that is it. There's nobody in the Zoom. I got through all the questions in here, so thanks for joining. I'm gonna stop the stream for a little bit and do a couple of things, and then I'll start a new stream up for creating the testing workshop for Big Web. So actually, if you go to kentcdodds.com, you should get a little thing pop up here that will tell you about the workshop that I've got coming up. And there's an early bird discount for it. The discount ends next week on Wednesday. So you'll want to act fast to get the early bird discount. And tickets are going. We got 12 attendees already, so that's sweet. I just scheduled it like 2 days ago. So yeah, and then I'm also giving this in person as well. So feel free to join that there. And that, yeah, that's that. Of course, I also have the Call Kent podcast. So if you had a question and it wasn't answered, feel free to ask it here or to post in the Discord and I'll get to it next time. I am not going to be doing this next week because I'll be in Florida for React Miami. But the following week I should be back. No, just kidding. The following week I will not be here either. Let me just double check my calendar. Oh no, I will be here next week. Next week works. I will be here for office hours next Thursday. So that works. The week after that, I'll be in Miami. And then the week after that, I will not, I'm out with family. And then the week after that, I'll be back. And then the week after that is RemixConf. And then the week after that, I'm available. And the week after that, I'm not. And anyway, just if you want to keep up with everything, I try to keep this up to date with the weeks that I'm available. So actually, I know that I did not delete it for this one. So let's delete that. And yeah, there we go. And so this calendar is now up to date with everything. So next week, and then 2 weeks later, and then yeah, continues that way. So anyway, yeah, see you all in the future. Thanks for joining, and I hope this was helpful. Have a really awesome day. Bye.